बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलामुअलैकुम एवरीवन। आज के इस लेक्चर में हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं एजुकेशनल साइकोलॉजी से रिलेटेड इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यूज़। फर्स्ट 90 हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं पिछली वीडियोस में। आज हम 91 से डिस्कस करेंगे और आपको इस चैनल पर पीपीएससी और एफपीएससी इंग्लिश लेक्चर की कंप्लीट प्लेलिस्ट मिल जाएंगी। और ये एसएसटी एफपीएससी की जो सीरीज आई थी फीमेल के लिए, उस सिलेबस में से ये एक टॉपिक है इंपॉर्टेंट एजुकेशनल साइकोलॉजी, उससे रिलेटेड हम एमसीक्यूज़ डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं। आपको इस चैनल पर कंप्लीट डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगी, वीडियोस मिल जाएंगी। करने चैनल को लाजमी सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा, वीडियो को लाइक कीजिएगा और सबसे शेयर कीजिएगा। सो फर्स्ट वन इज टीनेजर्स इन द फॉर्मल ऑपरेशनल स्टेज ऑफ पियाजे's theory of cognitive development may get involved in dash thinking, which refers to imagining possibilities or impossibilities, that is hypothetical thinking. What is an example of descriptive research? Descriptive research की क्या एग्जाम्पल है, कौन सी है? लेबॉर्ट्री स्टडी नहीं हो सकती, कोरिलेशनल स्टडी नहीं होती, रैंडम फील्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं होती। सर्वे जो है ये डिस्क्रिप्टिव रिसर्च की एक एग्जाम्पल है। नेक्स्ट है द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ मीनिंग इन अ लैंग्वेज इज कॉल्ड। लैंग्वेज के अंदर स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ मीनिंग जो होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड अ मॉर्फीम. It represents objects, events, ideas, characteristics and relationships in that language vocabulary. Next है what kinds of psychologists use descriptive research extensively? कौन से psychologists होते हैं जो कि descriptive research extensively यूज़ करते हैं? developmental psychologists होते हैं। करंटली चैनल को लाजमी सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा, साथ ही बेल आइकन को भी प्रेस कर लें ताकि हर नई आने वाली वीडियो आप तक पहुंच सके। 95 MCQ है which of the following activities would not be of interest to a researcher in cognitive psychology, that is prenatal development. The ability to process information and act accordingly is called fluid intelligence. And while the mental ability derived from previous experience, mental ability जो कि previous experience से derive की जाती है, that is called crystallized intelligence. The belief that people should accept the word of an authority figure without questioning or debating that word is called dogmatism. Next है in an experimental research design, the variable or condition that is manipulated by the researcher is called dash variable, that is called independent variable. A study in which each participant is exposed to survey different independent variables is referred to as a dash group experiment, that is referred to as a within group experiment. What is a technique that a researcher can use to avoid the observer bias effect when engaging in naturalistic observation? That is called using blind observers. Next है which of the following is one of the two types of statistics that researchers use to analyze the data that they collect? That is called descriptive statistics. The measure of dash refers to the degree to which the numbers in a data set differ from one another and from the overall average or mean of that data set, that is variability. The neural component of intelligence may not be as closely related to a brain's size as it is to the brain's plasticity, which refers to its ability to grow and change. Next है a mental grouping of similar objects, events and people is called a concept. When people are presented with too many conflicting frames, they may avoid making a decision at all. This avoidance is called dash decision. This avoidance is called aversion decision. Next है which of the following words is the best synonym for the term validity? Validity के लिए जो word हमारे पास best synonym बनेगा that is accuracy. Keeping a participant unaware of the purpose of the study in which they are participating in one way is one way to help reduce the dash effect in research. To help reduce the subject expectancy effect in research. Next है to give research participants a verbal description of the true nature and purpose of a study after the study has occurred is called debriefing. The psychological dash period refers to a moment of time when the brain is processing one stimulus and it is temporarily unable to process a second stimulus, that is refractory. The process through which a person understands and categorizes the behavior of others is called social perception. Next है a pre-existing dash is a set of ideas of beliefs about others that leads a person to perceive others in a way that conforms to that person's expectations, that is called schema. Have you ever failed in an exam and blamed the teacher for not doing a good job of clarifying the material or for writing an unfair exam? Maybe you got a better grade on that next test and congratulated yourself for your study skills, your intelligence, and your tremendous effort. This might be considered an example of the dash bias, that is considered self-serving bias. Research into social dash focuses on the underlying processes such as attention and memory which make social behavior possible, that is cognition focuses. Okay, dash is a person's understanding that his or her behavior and that of others reflects a person's mental states, that is mentalizing. Dash neurons help us in mentalizing as they fire both when we perform an action and when we watch others performing that same action. This in turn helps us relate our actions and intentions to those of others, that is mirror. Any agent that can cause a birth defect is known as a teratogen. Next है, while the sequence in which motor skills develops is generally universal, the dash of the development of those skills tends to be different from child to child, that is timing. Which of the following is not a motive that is linked to the concepts of social pressure and influence, that is accumulation motive? Next है, dash is the process through which a person shapes his or her behavioral patterns according to the environment in which he or she lives, that is socialization. The last one of this video is that is the term attachment was developed by psychologist. Term attachment जो है ये develop की थी कैरोल गिल्लिगन ने. I hope it's clear to all of you. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.